Hello everybody, I am back, and today I bring you a Lost Parody Answers video. This is for the Fine Brothers, this video right here, and I'm going to answer all the questions that they sang about for the Lost song for the series, and I'm going to answer all the unanswered questions. So the first question is, what is the smoke monster? Well, the smoke monster is the man in black, and he was on the island way before Jacob came. It wasn't really explained how, but he's pretty much the evil guy on the island that makes everything happen badly. The numbers 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42 are the name of all the candidates that Jacob met in the real world in order. So, Jack, Sun and Jin, Saeed, Sawyer, Locke, and Hugo Reyes. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 40. Yeah. So those 6 people are potential candidates to replace Jacob when his time is up on the island. So what was the giant bird and where did it come from? It came from the Dharma Initiative. It wasn't really explained what kind of bird it was, and it didn't really say Hurley. Maybe to him it did because he's going through a lot and just went, Hurley. And he was like, dudes, that bird just said my name. You need to do something about that. It's not right. What's the significance of pushing the hatch button every 108 minutes on the dot? It was something to do with the radioactive activity that was in that specific spot where they built the Dharma station. They didn't automate that process because as far advanced in technology that the Dharma Initiative thought they were not smart enough to think of an auto dial to push in 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42 into the computer to make it automatic so that Desmond wouldn't have to go to the island at all. I blame the Dharma Initiative for putting Desmond on the island. How in the name of physics did the Black Rock land on the island? Well, for the temporary time that the Black Rock, the ship, was in contact with the precise bearings of 305 and all that blabber of the dimensions, the island was invisible. And when the Black Rock came into the right spot, the island reappeared. Hence, the Black Rock ended up in the middle of the island because that's just where it appeared. Who built the lamppost station? Dharma Initiative folks that were back in New York or wherever the Dharma Initiative built the lamppost station, and it was to control dynamics and research the magnetic fields of the island to predict where it would turn up next. And the reason they had to recreate the crash to get back there was because, as Anne Louise said, it has to be as many or more of the same people, exact same situation that the flight was in when it first happened for them to get back to the island. So instead of Jack's father being in the coffin, it ended up being Locke. And that ended up being crucial because the black smoke monster, or Smokey, as I like to call him, he ended up taking over Locke's body, so that's how we saw Smokey the whole time, was in Locke's body. How did Jack get Locke's letter back? The stewardess had it from the people who checked the luggage and saw that Jack's name was on the letter in Locke's coffin, and the stewardess brought it to Jack on the airplane. What's in the guitar case? This symbol right here. And that symbol had a piece of paper on it that Hurley took it with him to the island, to the temple, and the people at the temple, they broke it, and it had the piece of paper in it that had the list of all the candidates: Jack, Hurley, Saeed, Jin and Sun, Locke, and Sawyer. It had all their names on it, including Kate. Even though she wasn't actually a candidate, she was crossed off because she became a mother to Aaron. That gave the people in the temple to know that they had to protect them from the smoke monster more than anybody else. Why does the monster look like black smoke to everyone, but to Locke it's a white light? Because Locke found it as a way to escape, and he wanted to stay on the island more than anybody else. And how can it manifest itself into dead people or memories of your past? If you remember, it takes flashes at you sometimes, and if it does, it's taking pictures of your memory, so it can bring back and transform into someone that you really cared about and force you to look at them and talk to them like they're actually there. but in reality it's just a smoke monster that's trying to mess with you. Why were they experimenting on polar bears in the first place? They were experimenting on the magnetic fields, how strong they were, and polar bears, I guess, were the best way to do that. Who built the giant wheel that controls time and space that Ben ended up pulling? It wasn't actually clear on who did it, but I think it was Ben or someone in the Dharma Initiative way before, when they figured that they had to keep on moving the island. Where did Jacob come from, and how did he get all those magical powers to bring people to the island? Jacob was born on the island, and he has the power to leave through any form of transportation, like the submarine or a plane, I guess. Mostly, I think, just the submarine, but he has magical powers that can heal people and make people like him. And yeah, it wasn't really a whole lot explained how he got his magical powers. The guy that had Jacob killed? Technically it was Ben, but he was manipulated by the smoke monster to kill Jacob because Jacob got the guy from the freighter to kill his daughter. So in revenge, Ben killed Jacob, if that makes sense. How did he take over Locke's body? He needed a body, and Smokey can turn into anything that he wants and take over anybody's dead body, so he chose Locke. If so many castaways met themselves from the past, how come they don't remember them later? They actually did. It wasn't clearly explained. They clearly remembered each other. When Jin survived, how could he time travel when?
The island, so the only way that would be possible is if Jin jumped off the ship and landed unconscious in the water, then somehow managed to move downstream following the precise bearing of either 325 or 305, depending if you go by the number Michael was given by Ben or Lapidus was given by Faraday, and end up close enough to the island to time jump with everyone else all in a matter of seconds, which seems completely preposterous, but they probably hope nobody realizes that it makes no sense.
Why do Whitmore and Ben fight? Whitmore sent the guys from the freighter that were on not Penny's boat to come to the island to catch Ben, but instead of killing him, they ended up killing his daughter. So in revenge, Ben wanted to kill Whitmore's daughter, Penny, who was married to Desmond. Why do people get healed when some are about to die? I noticed that the ones that got healed are the more important ones in the story, and I know I'm going to get hate for this, but the ones that died, like Boone and Shannon, I loved them as much as you guys did, but they weren't really a main focus in Lost. And like Locke, he got healed because he was in a wheelchair, and Jacob decided to heal him so he could walk again, and it was wonderful. Why did Jack, Hurley, and Saeed land in 1997 while Sun, Ben, and the rest landed in the present day? It wasn't actually explained, but I think it had something to do with them being on a list or whatever, but I'm not entirely sure. It wasn't really explained, that one. What is the other's origins? Not really explained. Why doesn't Richard Albert get older? Because he was cursed by Jacob, or was it the Black Men in Black? I can't remember. One of the two cursed Richard Albert to never age, and once Jacob died, he started getting gray hairs, and he was actually not wanting to die for once in his life. Why can Miles speak to the dead? Why not? People are gifted all the time. Alright, so that was my Lost Answers parody for the questions that they asked in the song. Those are my answers for them. I know there was a few that I didn't answer, but this was another redo of the one I made a couple years ago, which was horribly done by my part. But I hope this one's a lot better for you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!